always good.
Just,
Using it gradually.
We all have to ask questions.
Yes.
where's your snow hat?
Sir?
She got a scarf on.
Where's your snow hat?
Shannon has on a hat. She's a smart girl.
Okay, I went to school in Michigan, so I'm ready for the cold one. Are you dressed for it?
I don't know why, maybe about 7 on where
Are
I'm
you
at.
cold? I'm comfortable right now.
Me too.
Super comfortable. But when I do, when
And
I
I'm
go
trying to
outside,
get that
it's
too.
big, yeah.
Ice cold.
Just won't get it. Actually, since the founding. So the heat would
Well, again, the wind is what it's doing right now.
6:30.
All right, at 6:30, I'll call this work session to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Bishop,
Present.
Black,
Here.
Beasley,
Here.
Pace,
Here.
Riddle,
Here.
Thompson,
Here.
Mary Davis.
Here. Do we have any items to be added to the agenda? Seeing none, can I have approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, Bishop,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Beasley,
Yes.
Pace,
Yes.
Riddle, Thompson.
Yes.
All right, I'll make the comment that please remember that this council's work session is designed for internal council and town staff communication, discussion, and work. It is not a question and answer session with the audience. Accordingly, during the work session, no questions or comments from the audience will be, hang on, I gotta write something down here. Will be entertained. Respectfully, any outburst or disorderly conduct from the audience will not be tolerated and may result in the offending person's removal from the work session. Minutes are being kept and will be posted on the town website under Agendas and Minutes button on the front page. As a reminder, all town citizens and other appropriate parties as designated by the Code of the State of Virginia and the town charter are permitted to make comments under the Recognition of Citizens and Public Comments section of tonight's council meeting. Which brings us to item 5, which is discussion and or presentations regarding a 5-year budget vision for 2026 to 2030, including a list of priorities, revenue strategies, and expenditure strategies. I will just kind of kick the ball off here, and start with Fire and Police Committee. We'll kind of go through this with committees. Fire and Police, we have talked a little bit about a capital improvement plan where we have a long-term plan to keep our equipment up to date, keep our automobile vehicles up to date and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that the committee and the chiefs will kind of be working on that and put things in priority for the next 5 years. Do we need to have any other discussion about that? I think everybody understands it. Under public services, just a couple of notes that I have. Our cemeteries, I know we have had some discussions about improvements to the cemeteries, the Hillcrest, paving, I know the entry columns have been discussed there too, so if we can kind of put those in order for the next 5 years. And the Chatham Burial Park, we might talk about, I know there are trees that are gonna be issues in the burial park. I know there are roots coming up in the paths and roads, maybe we can come up with a plan to address at least some of those in some ways. But again, you know, that's gonna take some planning and some doing, so, we'll tap you for that. Under public services.
And if I'm still, if you still want to be chair, then that's the case, I guess.
That's right, it's on you. Also, we've talked about the fitness court,
Yes,
that's
we have.
something that can go on the list.
Yes.
And Silas Moore Park, I know that we had set aside funding for paving on that, and then I think some things kind of went different than we thought, so we need to kind of keep that in mind as, to get that completed. We don't want to lose any funding, matching funds that we might have access to on that. Anybody have any other thoughts as far as parks or public services or cemeteries? Sarah, do you have any thoughts about parks? Bill?
There was a plan at one point to, look at a dog park.
Says the cat person over here.
Snowcat.
Oh, do you?
Has on.
All right, well, we'll put it
I
on the
think
list.
paving for Chatham Burial Park is a real issue.
That's
Yeah,
a big one.
yeah.
That's a big
It's
one,
just-
it's big.
It is a big one, it'll be a huge, and we may not be able to do it all at one time, or, you know, maybe we get a better price if we do it all at one time, I don't know, we'll have to.
Definitely, I think this will lead to.
And I'll say this too, I know there are grants out there for cemeteries, so,
And maybe line painting for Harris.
maybe for Harris,
What was that line painting?
for the parking lot,
It's wearing on this.
it's
Yes.
gone, it's almost invisible.
Some places need that throughout town too.
Well, I mean, this is what we need to be doing, is making the list, making the notes, so even if you don't think of it tonight, if you think of it later or whatever, make a note of it, shoot it to me or Kelly or whatever, and let's kind of start building this plan and this list.
Under services, we need to look at some sidewalks.
Yeah, we, had been in conversations with VDOT about Peach Street and going down to Pruden Street. And they talked about some cost sharing there too, so I think that is, something we can continue. I mean, I think that was maybe a couple of years out, but still. And Reed Street still, I think, is a safety issue.
And also Pruden Street. The narrow path that's in front of the old, Lanier property on the corner is just a little narrow path, but it's traveled by travel students. Yeah, on a daily basis, and it
Well-
needs to be wider and less.
And we talked about in the conversation about the fitness courts, two things, and I'll mention this now. First of all, we talked about looping the county in, as part of their Parks and Recreation comprehensive plan, so maybe we can, get some partnership funding with that. The other thing we talked about was with Chatham Hall as a partner, they had some concerns about the safety of their students crossing that street. And so, you know, they want a little crossing blink thing there and, signage and stuff, and I think if we complete that, if we put that in that place, then our sidewalks will suddenly become more of a priority for VDOT than they are right now. So I think hopefully that will kind of come together.
Mayor, I add one more.
All right, let's hear it.
In Press Helen Park, the old green, storage building that's there, to replace that with a secure and, climate controlled, facility. We have a lot more equipment now that can be loaned out to citizens of the towns, including some sensitive, sound equipment and lighting equipment.
We don't want that to be a mousy haven.
No.
Or
Squirrels.
worse, raccoons or who knows what.
Squirrels.
All right, so that can go on the list. Another thing, kind of along those lines, but I'm not sure if it's public services or another committee, is, just the upkeep of town hall and our technology. That's something that we need to have, you know, planned, to check for updates every couple of years, to check for safety on a regular basis.